Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have done some more sewing. I actually made this in November to give to my niece for Christmas, so I waited till after Christmas to post the video. It is this fun skirt. It's made from a foil coated jersey and it is very gold and very shiny. They had a few different kind of colours. They had like silver, they had a really nice like coppery rose gold, I guess is what you have to call copper now, or bronze. Coppery, bronzy, rose goldy. But that was out of stock, which is a shame because I thought that would look really, really nice. And then there was like a pinky one, which I was tempted by because pink was her favourite colour. But now I'm glad I didn't because pink is out and purple is in, so it would have been a disaster. So I just went with a classic gold look because I thought it would be very fun for Christmas and New Year and partying and stuff. So I did not use a pattern for this. It is just a very simple elasticated waisted skirt. So I cut a rectangle of fabric, hemmed the bottom, created a channel at the top to put in the elastic, and I just already had loads of elastic, so it's like 1 centimetre black elastic that I used, and then I hemmed down the side, yeah, seamed, sewed the sides together, and then I added a little bow. I bought like a metre of this ribbon and I've used like 10 centimetres, not even that. I just thought it would be cute to add some like bows and stuff, but it's actually like quite a different colour. It's like a lot more yellowy, and also I don't know what I was imagining doing with it, but I was going to incorporate ribbon in the skirt in a big way and then didn't. But I think the bow looks quite cute at the front anyway, and it's still, the waist still stretches. So my technique, because I don't have her here with me to take measurements from, and also because it's a present, it's a surprise, I can't measure her, and as she's got older, obviously the fit and style, I guess, become a little bit more relevant than when she was a baby, when, you know, as long as it got on, then it was kind of fine. So what I tend to do is I do Google measurements online, so what the average kind of size is for a child of her age, but what I find quite helpful is going into shops and measuring an existing like ready to wear piece from shops. At the moment it's a bit weird because in November time still, I mean lockdown is over, pretty much, but yeah, basically lockdown is over, but I'm still working from home pretty much all the time. So I haven't had much opportunity to go into shops. So I did go in and I did measure what a skirt, and I did that on my lunch break when I went into the office one day, and I just must have got really confused with my measurements when I came to actually make the skirt, and I just jotted them down on my phone and obviously didn't know what I was talking about because this was my first effort in making the skirt, and it's like half or like 2/3 maybe of the waist size, but like super long. So I'm not really sure why I got it so muddled up in my head. I don't think I fully realised what I was kind of measuring, so I don't know if you can kind of see. No, it's but you can see the length difference. It's just really hard to put them side by side. Yeah, I don't know why I made it so long. I don't know why it ended up being so narrow. Well, I do obviously, I just used the wrong numbers. I just made it too long and too narrow. But yeah, I just obviously got really confused. So I'm hoping now that this actually will fit, because it's really hard to gauge, because not having a 6-year-old child to like guess, you know, sort of put on or like measure or kind of to see if it'll fit, just make it a bit trickier. But once I actually got my act together, and once I cut the fabric out in a straight line, I actually got like my big chopping board out, and I used my rotary cutter. Rather than when I was cutting this piece out, I just did it on my small board with some scissors, and it wasn't a straight rectangle, it was really wonkily cut, which did not help when I was sewing it together. Made it really hard to figure out when I was doing like the hemming and stuff. Everything was just coming out all wonky, which did not help with the sizing, but that isn't the problem that I have with the sizing, but they didn't help with the sizing. Whereas actually cutting straight, it's just a rectangle of fabric, so it's really, really straightforward. Actually cutting straight lines really helped. I finished off the seams for the like hem at the bottom, and also the channel for the elastic by just using pinking shears. With my, you know, prototype here, I'd actually like hemmed them more properly by like rolling it over a couple of times so you couldn't see the ends, but it did make it harder to sew and actually made it less neat when I sewed it. For the side seam, I ended up doing a French seam, largely because I got a bit confused and I sewed it together wrong sides together first, and then couldn't be bothered to unpick it all, so I just sewed it together right sides together. Which is how you do a French seam basically. So the side seam, which you will not be able to see, but that is actually like quite neat on the inside, and the pinking shear, you can't really see how I finished off the top seam because it's elasticated, so it's all scrunched together, and then the hem at the bottom looks relatively neat. So I'm quite pleased with how this one turned out when I actually got my act together and did it properly. I just wasted like far too much time doing it wrong and doing it really badly, and then it was a lot quicker when I actually sat down and did it properly, funnily enough. So anyway, this, yep, is the finished product. So let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a like if you like the video, if you like the skirt, and subscribe to see more videos.